in AWS, and from that EC2 Windows instance, we will create a bucket, right, using the AWS CLI, that is command line interface. Okay, ready for that? Let's go to AWS Management Console. So how do you go there, right? So just click on this, you see this home button, right? The AWS is written with the arrow mark, it says console home, right? So either you can click on that, you can go to the AWS Management Console, or if you just click here on the drop down, right? So it will be visible to you, right? So you can choose the option directly here. So you have both the options, right? Whatever you prefer, right? So if you click, say like on this button, right? So what do I see? The very first option, right? Under the very first heading, what does it show? EC2, right? Elastic Compute Cloud. Just click on that EC2. Right. So in AWS free tier option, you saw that we have subscription for 12 months free utilization for 750 hours per month, right? So if you go with the calculation, right? So even if say like you have 31 days, right? So if you say like 31 into 24 hours, so it comes to 744 hours in a month, right? So you're getting 750 hours, per month, right? So if you want to host a website, right, and you just keep your EC2 instance running, right? So it will be free for a year, correct? You want to do some application, something, you are getting some T2 micro, right? You see here T2 micro or T3 micro instance you are getting depending on the region, right? So for the region that you are choosing, if T2 micro is not available, they'll give you T3 micro, right? But here we will be getting, say like for a higher region or some region that we choose, so we'll have T2 micro, that is the type of instance, right? So I'll be explaining you that. So we'll get one instance where we can get the operating system, right? And then we can run it for uninterrupted, right? So say like if you're running one server, right, continuously, right, for entire year, right, for entire month, so you will be using it. Say like if you're switching off your hours will be reduced, right? Say like you are just keeping it on for 12 hours, right? So what will happen? You can run two servers, right? If you are using 10 servers for 1 hour, so you are consuming 10 hours. It works like that. It's not like you just have to launch only one server or something, right? So you can launch multiple servers, right? And you can run it for multiple hours. So all they give you is 750 hours of free usage for 12 months, right? And then we were working on that storage, right? So we were putting our object, and also there we have 5 GB limit for our free tier, right? So there are certain get requests or put requests, how many times you can fetch the data from there, and how many times you can put the data in your bucket, right? So it's about that. So fine. So let's go. Click. All of you came to this EC2 dashboard. We call it EC2 dashboard, right?
Yes, I mean.
Right. You see some changes are happening, right? Welcome to new EC2 console. We are redesigning EC2 console to make it easier, right? So every day you will see some kind of changes, and especially during end of the year, right, you will be seeing more changes, right? Because of they will be having some reinvent, right? So for that they will be designing, they will be adding new features. A lot of things will be happening towards the end of the year, before November, right?
Hey,
So
sorry, Harish, I missed a little bit initially.
nothing.
First, we need to create a EC2 instance and then go to EC2 dashboard.
No, just like you are on the you are on the AWS console, right, Shweta?
Mm-hmm.
So on the console you just click on EC2.
Acha, nahi, I was searching on the services as EC2 dashboard. Acha,
Oh no, nothing here.
nothing here. Okay.
So now you are in EC2 dashboard, right? So in the EC2 dashboard, right, you see here instances. If you click on instances, right, so you'll have no EC2 instances running here, right? All of you?
Right, yeah.
Right, because this is a fresh account, right? So I have one created for my just the previous batch. Usually I would delete and not keep, but this is fine if it is kept in stopped state, right? So it is okay to keep it like that, right? But no, usually say like how we can terminate it. I'll just show you. So there are certain components related to that. You have certain volumes you'll be discussing about. You see certain volumes related to that, some snapshots or some kind of AMI. So a lot of things, nothing is there. So as of now, so I just see the volumes, right? And just see the instance. So you see how we can terminate. I was talking about the action menus, right? So everywhere you are having some kind of action, you want to take some action on this instance, which is already stopped, right? So I want to stop this instance, right? So I want to stop it. I have action menu. I have say like no instance state. I can start it from here. I can stop it from here. I can hibernate. I can deboot. I have option to terminate it. So termination means just simply delete it, decommission. So I'm just deleting it. Say like I just say terminate, right? Okay, so just see it's trying to shut down and then it will terminate my instance, right? So this EC2 itself is a big topic here, right? So we will be taking up, we'll be creating our EC2 instances later, right? And we'll be trying, we'll try to host our website on EC2 instance. First, we'll try to host our website on S3 bucket, right? So while it is terminating, I'll explain to Shweta, right? So Shweta, our agenda here is to launch instance just because we wanted to create S3 bucket through AWS CLI, right? So how we created S3 bucket, you see this is terminated, right? So how we create S3 bucket, we just know that how we can go to AWS Amazon console, right? And from there we can go to a particular service. So like that we went to S3, choosing the S3 storage service, simple storage service, and there we went and created some bucket and we kept some object or something. So the similar thing we can do through the command line interface as well, right? So instead of doing it from our own machine, right? So what we are going to do, right? Because some laptops may not have the might be having certain firewall or something. So in order to avoid that situation, right? So what we are doing is we are just launching an EC2 instance, and then from there we will try to log in and connect to the S3, and then we will create a bucket. Right. So as of now, you all have a launch instance button in front of you.
Yes.
Okay. So by doing this exercise, you'll have some basic understanding of EC2 as well, right? So once we discuss about the EC2, about the instance type, about the AMI, about the snapshots, about the various types of instances, various types of volumes, various types of features related to our virtual machine, which is called an instance, right? So you will have a clarity. You'll be able to relate to it in a better way, right? So just click on launch instance. Right. So we'll be doing it multiple times in future, right? So here you just, the very first step says choose an Amazon machine image, right? So what is AMI? It is Amazon machine image, right? So what we can do from it, right? This is required for creating, right, one particular instance, right? From this AMI, we can create instance, right? I have Santosh. Okay. So this is the very first step. So we decided to go for Windows, right? So see, you have here in the down, you see free tier eligible. If you just choose here free tier eligible, it will just show you free tier eligible or something, right? So whatever is free tier eligible, if you choose that, you don't have to pay for it. If you choose something else, right? So it will be per hour basis, you have to pay. Okay, right? So fine. So I'm audible to all of you, right? So let's one of you please confirm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Perfect.
Harish.
Perfect. Thank you. So you are on this page, all of you?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So here what we will do is we will try to launch Windows, let's choose 2019 base. So choose this AMI, right? Microsoft Windows Server 2019 base, right? It says Microsoft Windows 2019 Data Center Edition. Root device type is EBS, right? So when I say EBS, right? When I discuss EBS, so I'll tell you, oh, you remember when we were trying to launch one instance, we saw some EBS option there. When no, we discussed about virtualization type HVM. So with this, you can relate yourself, correct? So HVM, you have heard it, right? Hardware virtualization machine, right? You heard about this HVM,
Ye-
right?
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
H1 and
Yes,
PB,
yes, yesterday.
Yes,
Correct.
yes.
So that's why I just try to introduce something, and then when we do something else, right? So that time if you are able to relate the points, you're able to link those things together, right? Then you have a big picture, bigger understanding about that, right? So just choose this Windows free tier, and you see here 64-bit. Just click on select. You're on the step 2.
Okay.
So on the step 2, you see here free tier eligible, right? So it says micro instances are eligible for AWS free usage tier. For the first 12 months following your AWS sign up date, you get 750 hours, right? So whatever we were discussing about. So this is free tier eligible. This is general purpose T2 micro, right? So you see here instance types and all, right? Different types of names and other things are there, right? Right. So you see different type of I have been telling about type instance type, right? This is family, this is type, right? So you will have some kind of instance type, right, where you can try to understand based on what it is, right? You see M like
So
that,
so
then
these are actually the t-shirt sizes, right?
just to say the t-shirt sizes, but no, there is a understanding related to
Nee, that is fine, but normally as a whole thing we'll say instance type as the t-shirt size we
that's
probably.
right. Yeah,
And these vCPUs and all, is it something that we can customize, or as per t-shirt size it is fixed?
it is fixed. You need to choose that, right? So say like C5D 2x large, right? So I say just C5D 2x large I have chosen, right? So I say C5D, one moment, C5D, what was that? Dot
2x large.
2x large, right? So if you look at this, right? So if you look at the C, right? So C for compute actually. So usually you will have certain letter or alphabet here where it will be mentioned like C or T or M or R, right? So similar to that, right? So you'll have certain letter, right? So by looking at this, you can try to relate. So say like in this is called actually instance family. Okay, this is called instance family, right? Now, if you look at this 5, this will be generation, right? Instance generation. Getting it? And now, whatever you are looking at this particular one, that will be related to some kind of feature. I'll just show you how it is. Right, so say like you have SSD volume or something. So here like the D might mean SSD volume will be attached to it. So some kind of feature will be here, some generation will be there, some kind of family will be there, right? And then this is what is the t-shirt size that you are talking about. Okay, so if it is large, right, then 2x large means double of that. 3x, 4x, 5x, double XL, triple XL, 4XL. So that will be actually the t-shirt size. So here it is the family, here it is the generation, here it is a particular feature, and here it is the t-shirt size. You got it, Shweta?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back and take another look one more time. carefully and just try to relate. Now you see, so here if you just say like you take a look at this one, R5DN, right? R5DN, or you just take a look at M5 or something. So you take a look at any one of it. So let's take a simpler one where you have this vCPU visible. So just take a look here. You just take first thing is it's talking about the CPU, then it is talking about the memory, then it's talking about instance storage, right? So look at this large and look at this extra large.
Okay, no, but when we refer to this, do we have some guide, or how we can opt for which type of instance? I mean, what is the best use case of using such kind of instance? What is
Yes. You have all the documentation, right? All the documentation, whatever possible, everything at aws.amazon.com. All the documentation. So I'll be walking you through some documentations as well, right? Towards end of maybe this course if you want, or if you want in between, I can just maybe I can show you all the documentations, right? So you have all the documentations. You do what? You just if you want to check that out, so you go to docs.aws.amazon.com. Let's go there, right? You'll have everything there. Just what you just need to find it out. You just this is the what you call everything, right? Everything you want to know about AWS, nothing more than that is possible, right? So everything is there in this page.
It's like a guide.
Yes, everything. It's not like a guide, it's just a library actually. So each one of it is a guide. You have multiple guides, right? Everything is there, everything related to it. So so here you just how you can have like 2,000 pages for one particular book, right? On each topic you can have thousands of pages, right? You see command line interface, you just take a look at anything. So this is the source, right? Now coming back to this, right? So you will have which one to choose and what kind of instance and what size is so again, that is one aspect. Another thing is you need to understand, Shweta, that how many CPUs or how much of RAM is required for your workload, right? So some basic things to begin with, say like T2 Micro is having 1 vCPU and 1 GB of RAM. Is it sufficient, right? Whether you want something, some kind of SSD storage, or what kind of storage you are looking for, right? How much is the minimum size to begin with? So say like this one is having looking at T2 right? T2 Micro to T2 small, right? So if you see the difference between micro and small, so 1 GB of RAM is more. If you look at medium, so the RAM has just doubled. Now you look at T2 large, right? So you see at up to this, vCPU has remained same for medium and large, but memory has doubled. Now you start looking further. T2 extra large, if you look at, you see the vCPU is doubled and the memory doubled, right? If you look at this double XL here, so again it vCPU is doubled. Here the memory doubled, right? Like that. So this is what is the relation: extra large, large, extra large, and double XL and all. So this is like the last part of it you consider as a t-shirt size. And here just you may not find in some places something. So here T is like bustable kind of regular general purpose instance. So here they have mentioned T. So it took me so much of time to understand, find out what is actually this T standing for, right? So you'll not find in any of the official documentation, right? So you can just try to relate this T is for turbo. Okay, so this T is for turbo, right? Where the sizes and other things related to that, the capacity can burst, right, based on the requirement. So I'll be showing you how things can
capacity could burst. What does that mean?
Bustable kind of instance where based on the requirement, right? What is your baseline, right? So this much of utilization is there, so that much only will be used, and then in case of requirement, say like heavy workload comes and that time, the utilization can go high, right? So if you are using, right, whatever kind of actual utilization of vCPU is there, so that will be considered, and there will be a limit, right? Above that, it can burst up to certain limit where based on the workload, the utilization can go high. So like that, how it
Okay, you mean
happens in
it is elastic and it
correct.
can be adapt to whatever the
Yes, yes,
requirement is as per that.
yes.
Okay.
Just like no turbo. So there
When
from
we
there,
say
no.
burstable, it automatically according to
Yes,
utilization it bursts itself, or
yes,
we have
yes.
to do a manual work.
Yes, yes. Automatically, based on the
Okay,
workload, it
okay,
will
okay,
burst
okay,
up,
okay.
right? So that's this is about no T2 micro, some basic understanding, right? So just go to the next page where you have configure instance details. Next option is to configure instance details. Just click on that. Just see the options. Just try to understand.
Sorry, sorry, Harish. Before that,
Yep.
if you go back to the instance quickly,
Sure.
so in terms of uh, the vCPU and the memory, now if I'm comparing between two different instance type like T2 and T3,
Yep.
so what is happening is like if I'm picking up T2 micro and T3, for example, micro, then I can find it like, okay, for T3 micro, it can be put into somewhere in T2 micro as well. So is there any specific difference for that particular vCPU and memory which is being given to me by T2 micro or T2 anything? Because I can also get T2 in T2 two vCPU and one memory, right? So
Yeah.
why I would
So
need to select T3 for in that
yes, yes,
case
yes. So there
as
will
an
be
instance?
certain kind of no differences in terms of other aspects apart from the vCPUs or kind of, yeah. So I understood your point. It's not about T2 or T3 or something. So you when you try to check different type of instances, you mean to say, and where you see the vCPU and memory are exactly the same, right? Then why should I go for the other one, right? So there will be certain unique feature of that instance, Buddha. So something will be different. That's why they have made that kind of instance, right? So it's not only about the type of the number of vCPUs, right? So you see the vCPU, they have mentioned no, here you see the 2.5 gigahertz and Xeon family and one like that they are mentioning here. If you just choose another one, you just look at it, you see here 2.3 gigahertz they will show you here. If you just look at this T3 thing, and then if you come back, it will show you 2.2 gigahertz, right? So there can
Okay,
be
understood.
yeah.
Understood.
So that is one
So
difference, and apart from that, you can have other differences. Say like you look at this network performance, right? If you look at
mm,
network performance, low to moderate network performance is mentioned, right? You come here, you see up to 5 gigabit. If you just come to this one, you see 10 gigabit, 20 gigabit. So lot
understood.
of different types of no other features are there. Some of the instances will be optimized for computing. Some of the no, you look at this no M, or you look at this R. Some of it will be related to memory. Some of it will be related to RAM, right? Optimized for RAM. Something will be no.
So this would directly come from my application requirement. So if I am
Yes,
selecting a particular
yes,
platform for my
yes,
application to host my application, so whatever
yes.
the application vendor would advise in terms of the underlying hardware, accordingly, I need to select that
Right.
particular instance, or
Perfect.
whatever the
Perfect.
instance is matching to that instance.
Right. You got it. You got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So
Understood.
normally, that kind of consultancy, even AWS provides to its enterprise or some kind
Yes.
of customers,
Yes.
they
Yes.
will recommend what they should go for based on the application we are considering under migration or,
Correct.
setting up.
Correct. So you see here support, no, various support types are there, right? So if you just no try to explore no about the support, right, on your no account, so you'll come to know about various types of what kind of support you can get for development environment kind of support, or kind of no production support or something, right? So we'll be discussing about that as well. So nothing to worry about, right? So that's correct understanding, Shweta and Buddha, right? So let's move to the next page where It says, I have noticed you change your instance types, doing so maybe clear previous tenancy, CPU and storage. I want to continue with the instance type T2 micro, right? No, I want to keep my previous instance type selection, because you see huge differences there between these two, right? So initially, once I clicked on C5D, so it thought, oh, this guy is looking for something, compute optimized 5th generation with SSD volume, double XL. And now looks like T2 micro is quite small as compared to that, so maybe some mistake, right? So they started suggesting it, right? So I say, yes, I want to continue with the instance type. So that is something, some feature. Just try to configure this instance. Just look at it, try to understand. Let me know if you can understand top 5 things.
So what I did was I selected that free tier only wala option, and then went to launch, and then there is a different review instant launch.
You click that review and launch. Go back. Don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Previous. Okay.
Yeah. So just say next. So no need to review now, right? We'll review at the end. See, if you don't want, yeah, you can cancel it. You can come back and you can begin.
Cancel. So I go and I launch instance. Okay, and here again I go to select only free tier only.
Yes.
Okay, and then I go to the 2019 base. I selected it.
Yep.
Now it asks me what kind of T2, T3, whatever.
Yes.
So which one do I select?
Just select this general purpose T2 micro, the only one eligible for us.
That's what I selected. So there I have to go to next instead of review launch, is it?
Yeah, just say next, configure instance details.
Okay, I missed it. Okay.
Sure. So look at the options, right? We'll look at various options here. So number of instances. So how many servers, how many virtual machines you want to create, right? You see here, launch into auto scaling group. So we'll be discussing on auto scaling, how auto scaling is possible, how it will launch 10 instances for me based on the workload, how it will reduce it to
auto scaling, is it not same as bursting sort of thing?
The bursting is with respect to the resources, right? And this auto scaling is for horizontally, you are scaling it out.
I will have to understand even.
Horizontal scaling we discussed about.
Scaling is to increase the number of the VMs or the nodes.
Correct.
And bursting would be the resources like the vCPU, the memories, if that has to be increased.
Auto scaling is.
Auto scaling, you don't worry about, Shweta. We have entire session for it. Okay. So just focus on the number of instances. So only one instance we are going to create, right? So I'll tell you about spot instances and reserved instances and different types of instances. So just no need to choose this. Just this is to access our S3. Just remember the goal, right? So network, you keep it default, right? And subnet, you keep it default, no preference. If you say no preference, right? Otherwise, if you choose some option here, you have availability zones, right? So various availability zones we were talking about in a particular region. You see here, we are in Ohio, I am in Ohio region. Which region you are creating your instance?
Ohio region. I am doing it in Mumbai.
Oh, okay, good. So if you look at that subnet, what are the options you are having, Shweta?
Let me check.
Yeah, just click on this subnet and let me know.
I have subnet is 2A. Oh no, my instance is also gone to Ohio. Why? I selected.
Where you selected? Before clicking, when you came to this dashboard, you selected or you didn't select?
No, on dashboard I did not select.
Okay.
Let me check.
Actually, it's me. It's me also. It's showing Mumbai, but that time I selected as Ohio.
Okay. So you need to
by
be
default,
very
I think
careful.
it seems as a
You need to be very careful. Correct. You have different regions. You can create things in different regions, right? And if you create one instance.
अभी मुंबई है. अभी वापस से जाके मुंबई मैंने किया. It is AP South. Yeah, Mumbai. Yeah. So it's South AP South A 1A 1C 1B.
Okay.
मेरा भी it's me Asia Pacific Mumbai AP hyphen South hyphen 1. It's showing like that to me as well. So can I switch back to US East Ohio?
No.
US East 2?
It's fine.
It's fine, no?
It's fine.
Fine.
You create
Okay.
anywhere. Just what you need to remember where you are creating it. Say like you are doing something in a particular region, right? And your instance is created in that region, and then you are looking into some other region, and you say,
Other
"Oh my
reason
God,
that
what happened?"
will
Yeah,
yes, it will be in trouble then in
you
that
can't
case.
find it. So
Yes, right.
whenever you are creating, just remember it. That's it.
Yeah, fine.
Okay, so now whatever based on the region that you have selected, right? So you will have you see VPC, we were talking about VPC, right? So I told you VPC. So this is a default VPC which got created by default, right? So once you have created your own account, so you got your isolated zone where you can create your resources, right? So this is default VPC. We have entire discussion for this VPC, right?
Based on the instance, whatever we select, the like this network VPC will come by default,
For
right?
everyone, it comes by default because AWS people, they just create a particular default VPC with public access for you can access the outbound access, so that networking is some kind of a gray area where everyone will not be having the knowledge to create a particular subnet, or kind of create some kind of cider blocks for kind of some IP address and all those things. People will have some difficulty, right? So say like now we came and we started working in S3, we started working in EC2, right? So
Yeah.
without having an understanding of network also, if somebody comes and they can launch their instance. So for that purpose, they are creating one by default, they're helping out the customers. So they're creating this, but it's not necessary that you use this default VPC. You can create your new VPC, right? And we have a VPC console, a separate dedicated concept altogether, right? So we will be looking at it. So for now, what you have to understand is one default VPC is created by Amazon, right? When you created your account, which is having 3 availability zones. We're discussing at least 2 availability zones, or more than that will be available for each region, right? So you should have at least 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, right? Depends on how many, which region you have chosen, right? So I have 3, 2B, 2C, and 2A, right? So if I choose 2A, right? So they will create my, this instance in that 2A availability zone. That means my EC2 is a feature of availability zone, right? It is not a feature of the entire region, right? So it will be created in a particular availability zone, right? While you saw that S3 was managed and S3 was like internally replicated to 3 availability zones, right? But this EC2 instance, just remember, will be created in a particular availability zone that you choose, or if you say I have no preference, right? To be, this is fair, right?
By default, they will put you on according to their choice.
Correct.
Right?
So let's give them a choice, because they may have some
Fine.
more resources in a particular availability zone, and for us it doesn't matter wherever they create, right? So let's give them some choice here, right? So let them create wherever they wish, right, based on their availability of the resources. So now here you have auto assign public IP, right? So I'll show you while doing this VPC and all. So just you need to remember that there was some option where there was something called auto assign public IP use subnet setting. So there is setting when we will be creating our own subnet. So then I'll just point you out here. I'll show you, I'll tell you that, okay, do you remember, right? We had some option where we were creating our instance, auto assign public IP, and there we had choice use subnet setting or enable or disable. So whatever is the feature that you have chosen in subnet setting, that will be taken here, that is enabled by default here. So that's why this is coming like that. If you just choose enable, you will override whatever is there in the subnet setting. If you disable, then automatically IP address will not be assigned, right? So we go with say like use subnet setting enable, because subnet setting also is enable here, or you just choose enable, doesn't matter here, right? So just choose enable, so that we'll have a public IP. You say add instance to placement group, just skip this point. Capacity reservation you skip, domain IAM role you skip, right? Shutdown behavior, let it be stop. Just don't look at anything else here, just come down, right? And You just see here, just come back and just say add storage. Okay, it's coming up for you.
Yeah, it can.
Okay. For me, it's taking some time. For all of you came?
Yeah.
Yeah, Harish, it has
Yes,
came to.
yes.
Okay, I think it has taken, it looks like some network glitch or something, right? So it is it's taking some time for me. It has come to the 4th step, however, it still says loading finally. Okay. So you see here on the 4th step, it says your instance will be launched with the following storage device settings. You can attach additional EBS volumes, right? So this is kind of block volume, right, which will be attached to your instance. You can also attach additional EBS volume. So like if you click on this volume, right, here you have EBS, and you can just you can choose the type. So I was telling you about additional something has come. So that is IO2, IO1, IO2. So this IO2 has come, whole HDD, throughput, magnetic. So various types of options are there, right? So for now, you just don't choose additional one, right? I'm just showing you. Again, I will show you. I will add additionally later, right? To the Linux instance also will create, right? So for now, you just choose root. Whatever option is coming, Dev SDA 1, snapshot, 30 GB, right? General purpose SSD GP2, let it be there, correct? And then you see here, IOPS, right? Input output per second, right? So there is a feature related to that SSD, right? 100, IOPS bus table to 2000. So we were talking about bus table, right? So here, with respect to, you see this storage, right? So you have 3 IOPS per GB with a minimum of 100 IOPS bus table to 3000 IOPS. So delete on termination. If you just don't choose this option, so this volume will not be deleted when you terminate your instance. If this option is chosen, when you terminate your instance, you saw I had terminated my instance, right? So
Yeah,
when I
that time.
terminated my instance, my volume would be terminated by default if I am choosing this option. If I don't
But
choose, I have to specially go inside that volume tab and delete, or whatever I want to do with that volume. I can keep that volume, I can delete that volume. That is my choice.
have
But
terminated. I
yeah.
think you have terminated that time, but it was still visible there.
Okay, so I'll go and check if my volumes are still there, right? So maybe I can check it right away. What I will do is I'll open in a new tab, and here I will just.
So EBS basically that's uh, block storage, right?
Correct. Yep.
Elastic. No, so is it like a disk attached to that, or a storage, or it is like inbuilt?
SAN, you are aware, storage area network,
Mm-hmm.
like that.
SAN,
Like
yes,
that.
SAN, right? Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Got
so
it?
that means even if we terminate, it stays like an orphan disk if we do not get this,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And what is that storage which comes along, with the means we do not have to, kind of take care of unmounting or mounting it.
S3 I showed you one, right? And then we'll go back and
So it
I'll also show
terminates. It terminates when we terminate this. It is not a volume that is attached.
this is a volume which is I'm going to attach now. See, understand that we are dealing with virtual machines here, right? So these are the virtual machines. So you'll have different types of storage. I'll just I'll be explaining you in detail, right? So there will be some kind of storage related to the host machine, right? There can be some kind of storage which is kind of NFS you are having, that NAS you are having, right? Network attached storage kind of things, right? So you can have certain type of NAS volume where it will be called elastic file system. So I'll explain about that. There is some kind of object storage that you have already seen, that S3, right? So that is just kept as a managed service where you don't have to worry about it, right? So you just don't have to do anything. So this is block storage only, Shweta. This EBS is block volume only, block storage. This is your root volume. Actually, root volume we talked about while we were reading that AMI or something.
Yeah, I mean,
Master
can
root
we
but we explain it a bit more. Yeah, go ahead, Buddha.
I mean, can we just for to kind of understand it in a easy way, can we just talk about it like this? Like for this block storage, this is mainly like a C drive storage, which will be used or which will be attributed to the image for building this appliance or this
Correct.
virtual machine.
Yep.
As a to host these program files. However, if we are going to launch or if you are going to put the application data, then we can add additional storage to it, which would be a different storage like an E drive or something else, which depends on the type of the application.
Buddha, actually, when you talked about C drive and then E drive, right? So if you talk about another drive, right? So say like, if you just say, this add a new volume, right? So this is again block storage. All of this are like block storage itself, right? Which will be attached kind of your hard disk in your system, right? So how
That is
you
right.
told C drive, so this is like this root volume, exactly this is a C drive, or if it is a Linux
Correct.
machine or something where you will have slash root file system. So just understand like that. This is what you told is exactly the same thing. When you talk about the additional drives or something, if you talk about
That's an additional hard drives attached.
Yes, right.
So
We
additional
are
hard
attaching.
drives you are attaching with B, C, D, E, F, different names or something.
Absolutely.
So
Correct.
this is different hard disks for different purposes, D drive, E drive or something, different hard disks you are attaching. And apart from this, so all of this will be EBS here. Whatever you are seeing here is in EBS.
EBS.
However,
Okay.
apart from this, you have different types of storage options, right, at AWS. One of it is object storage that you have seen as S3, right? Another thing we will be, seeing later about, there will be some kind of EFS, elastic file system, right? So that will be, similar to the NFS. You are having NFS, right? You mount it and use it.
Yep.
So network attached, that is
Correct. NAS.
yes, network file system, correct?
NFS is network file system, correct? NFS is network file system.
NAS, right? So like that, network attached storage, and then you will have some kind of ephemeral storage, right? So we will also discuss about that. So that will be kind of a storage associated with your host machine on which your VM is running, right? So we'll look at it in detail, no worries, right? So let's move on with this particular one, root volume, right? Which is very well analogous to the C drive that Buddha has specified. So this, just understand, this is root volume where your operating system will be installed, right? So this is associated, this is coming from where? This is coming from the AMI that you have selected. If you just make it 20 GB or something, do you think it will work? Do
No.
you think it will not work? Why?
It is part of that AMI, the image.
Yes. It cannot be less than that AMI, right? So because that is bit for bit copy, right, of the storage that was from the instance storage from where that AMI was created. So we'll be creating AMI. From AMI we'll be creating our own AMI. From AMI we'll be creating our own instances as well. So we'll look at it in detail.
By default it has created to run instances.
Yes. Right. So let's go to add tags option, right? Where again this tagging, you are aware now that this is a key value pair, right? So you can just give some name here for this. So I say that name, and I say kind of Windows, right? I just say some give some name here. So this tag will go to instances, and it will also go to volumes. You want it to be associated only with your instance that you're creating, or you want this tag to be associated with volume as well. Got it? You can add additional tags as well, right? I don't know why it is refreshing. Okay, so let's see. Let's look at the next step. Just try to click on configure security group. So good with this page, right?
Yep.
Go to configure no, security group.
It is giving me an error to log to load security group page.
Yeah, I think something wrong, whether they are designing something or I don't know, in the network.
It's working for me. It's working for me.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's working for me as well.
Okay, for me, it's taking some time. So Buddha, you can again try it one more time.
Network related issues, I think, in the system.
Yeah, maybe my network related issue. I'm not sure. Let me see.
Oh, my AWS has gone completely.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Ohio,
all the existing
Ohio
accounts
has
are
gone.
facing issue, and everything that has been created
New
new
created account is working fine.
because we are in a different availability zone, and these guys are
Yeah, maybe. Yep.
Ohio is gone.
So it's Mumbai. For Mumbai, it's working fine.
Okay, good.
sometimes
Not
India is
my
better.
network issue. My network is fine.
No,
No,
it's
network is fine
I
because
guess. Now
because
it's a problem of like reason wise, you can say.
because the
Yep.
Zoom is working, right? So
Yeah.
Zoom is working fine.
shouldn't be a network issue, but it looks like since I am also having the same problem, it looks like that particular region
Yes.
or that
You got the same
particular
error?
instance is down. Yeah, this is the error I got, and when I tried to go back, my complete it's saying the site can't be reached.
Okay. So what I will do is I'll not do previous. I'll say review and launch, and let's see.
Free tier hai na, you can't even challenge them too much.
Oh, nothing like that. They are very, prompt, right? If you just try to.
Can we as we got this error now, can we go back to the previous one? Is it possible then continue towards the next steps?
Yeah, but depends. Like once we go back to the previous,
Because
the
we
session
have
might get disconnected.
because we have already selected lots of things, right? We have already completed, I think, 5 steps, and we are looking forward to go to 60 step, and then suddenly this error comes. So in that situation,
So
what we would do?
in that case, if Harish, if you want to run through this particular wizard, you want, I can share my screen and you can walk through.
Okay. So not an issue, right?
Okay.
But again, after this is created, right? I need to do the demo for that. Okay, still we can do the demo on your machine, right?
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
fine.
Okay. So perfect. Let me cancel this for now. And okay. So see,
No, it doesn't give me an option to share my screen. Only host.
I will just make you host. No problem. Go to that participants.
Okay, it's showing that host disabled participant screen sharing.
Yeah, so I'll just make Shweta host. Shweta is your host now. Okay, good. Perfect. So here, you are on configured security group, right? So security group is a firewall, right? As it is visible on the top, they have mentioned, right? So this is a firewall rule where you can specify what needs to be allowed, right? And certain kind of inbound and outbound rules you can define, right? And so here we don't have any. We don't have any existing security group because this is the first time we are working on it. Just give some meaningful name here. Just say security group name. You mention Windows -SG. Windows -SG security group. Yeah. So description you can just create. Before created you can delete. Before created you keep it. Before created you delete. Yeah, that part. Yeah. Here you mentioned Windows-SG. Windows-SG. Yeah, perfect. Now you see this. You are getting an option for RDP, correct? So what is that? Remote desktop, right? So that is correct. That is perfect. So you have various other options, right? So various different protocols, various for connecting to a particular service, right? So you need to open certain ports, right? So for RDP, this is port number 3389. So if you allow this port, then only you can connect to this instance, right? So once you create your system, you want to connect to it, right? So on which port will it connect? So this will connect on 3389 default port for this RDP, right? So source you see here custom, right? And it says 0000, right? So it means anybody can connect to your instance. Do you want to keep it like that?
No.
No, right? So just click on that custom on the source. So you choose my IP. Perfect. So this is the IP, right? Which is publicly used given by your ISP, right? If you go to my IP, what is myip.com or somewhere, right? So you'll find the same IP there. So this is the IP. This is your IP through which you are accessing the internet, right? So I will explain you this more when we discuss about the NATing, right? So we'll be discussing about NATing, right? So there I'll explain you how it works. IP addressing I'll cover in detail, right? So here just in description session, you just mention RDP for me. That's it. It's just for you. Click on review and launch. Perfect. Just review. You can click on other things below. Come down. Yes. You could just expand that instance details, storage tags, all those things. You see the VPC, the subnet, you have not chosen whatever options you have chosen, right? Come down, right? Storage, what you have chosen in under storage. Come down. So you have selected only one volume that would be of 30 GB GP2 type IOPS. That is by default, right? It's not encrypted, right? It will be deleted on termination. Any tag you have attached, right? So just review it. So you have given one tag as well, right? Volume tag, right? But you have not chosen it. I see. It's not tick marked. Oh, okay. Oh, it's tick marked. Okay, perfect. Just to know. Okay, so say launch. Okay. So you see here, it says select an existing key pair or create a new key pair, right? So just what is this, right? So this is a key pair, right, for public key that AWS stores. So you have public key cryptography where you will have a public and private key pair, right? So your system will be containing the public key and you will be owning the private key file with yourself, right? So you will have the private key using which you will authenticate, right? And you will be successfully able to log in. So in place of password, we will be using key, right? You heard about keys? Anyone? Cryptographic key?
Yep.
No? So here in case of Windows, what happens, I'll tell you. In case of Windows, this key is only used for getting the first time password, right? In case of Linux, we'll be using the key pair itself, right? So throughout, once we create that Linux machine, right? So we'll be having key pair where we'll have a public key and private key, right? So what happens, public key is used to encrypt and private key will be used to decrypt. Okay, so now the public key is kept at the server level, at instance level in the AWS. Private key you will download. Now, you'll give that private key to get your password. Okay, so choose a new pair actually. You need to create a new pair. Click on that. Instead of existing, you choose create a new pair. Give some name, Windows key. Don't give space. No, Windows keys. Yeah. Now, okay. Now you have to download it. You don't have to miss it. You have to download and keep that in a right place, right, so that you can find it out. You can just keep it safely. You can cut it and keep it on a desktop or something. Okay, you can create a separate directory later, right? And you can just keep it there. So now you can say launch instances. See, your instances are now launched, right? So other people, everyone, you were able to do it successfully?
Yes, Harish.
Okay, good. Good. So let the instance get launched, right? So then we'll see, look at it. So click on that. You can go directly to EC2 console. You can skip this page. You can go to EC2. Click on that services. Choose EC2. Yeah, choose EC2. Correct. Perfect. Go to running instances. Yep. See, it's running. Status checks. If you look at it, says initializing, right? So it's getting initialized, right? You can scroll up that window little bit. You have 3 buttons here below your mouse. You see 3 buttons, black and white, small ones. Yeah, just use that and see what it is. Okay, second one. Okay, third one. Okay, you can use the mouse now to resize your window. You got 2 windows. Yeah, use it. Perfect. Perfect. So it depends how many instances are there. So based on that, you can just minimize, maximize. So you can see monitoring, go to monitoring. You see, no alarms configured. You have something called CloudWatch, right? So for monitoring, this is the basic monitoring, right? For your EC2 instances, which is showing all the details related to your EC2 instance, right? So the different metrics related to CPU utilization, about the disk read, write operations, your tags, right? So a lot of options here. If you go up, if you see last hour, it's showing data for last hours. If you want to see the data for longer, you can see that. Description section, you can go here. You just see the public DNS that is important here. The public DNS in the right side, on the top right. That is private. No, that is of no use now. Right side, right column. Yep, on the top. Yes, that IP address is the public IP address, which can be used to access your instance for doing RDP, or that name above that IP address, right? So you can use that public name, right, on the top, public DNS, that name you can use, and the IP also you can use. Got it, Shweta? No. Not like that, Shweta. That which port did you allow? Shweta, did you allow port 80?
No, 444. Okay, sorry. 224. I think that was the RDP port. We have to do an RDP, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So the port that you have chosen, right? So that was for doing RDP. So you can do RDP. You have MSTSC. You just try from the run menu. You have an MSTSC. So you can close that IP, right? Yep, MSTSC you just try, or RDP you try. MSTSC, yep, you have remote desktop. That's good. Use that IP here. But how will you connect? Do you have the credential? Did you get the password or something, right? No, right?
No,
See, do you have the password? No, right? So
we
just
don't have
cancel.
admin.
Yep, cancel it for now. Get the password first. Go to your Windows, no, just minimize it. Go to the EC2 instance, right? So it's passed the checks. Is it? Did you check? It passed all the checks, correct? No. Now go to action menu, right, and see what all options are there. Action menu on the top.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. See what all things are there.
Get a Windows password.
Yep. Get it. Yep. Now what it is looking for?
Key pair. Yeah.
Yep. Which one? Windows, you named it on the desktop. Yep, that's the one. Yes, perfect. You see how it looks? The key, you look at the detail.
Oh my God.
What it says in the top, begin RSA private key, right? And then at the end it says end of the RSA private key. So that is a...
Do I copy? Do I copy this?
No, nothing. Just go down, scroll with the right scroll one. No, right side, yeah. Scroll that one. Decrypt
Decrypt.
the password. It will be visible to us. But the good thing about it is you have blocked in the firewall, right? If you would have given you would have given all 00000, right? Then I could have accessed your server now. Copy this entire thing. Copy all the three things, maybe.
All the three.
Harish, can you please repeat again? Actually, I missed.
No problem. Understand. No problem. Just copy this to clipboard and keep it in a notepad. No, Shweta.
Done.
Okay, perfect. Now you can close this. So that Rahul, who
yes.
asked? Yeah. Okay. So
yes,
Rahul,
I asked.
Yeah, Rahul. So what you can do is, you can choose that Windows instance.
Okay, which we have created, right? Running instances.
Yep.
Okay, I have done that. Okay, I will go to this actions. Okay, and then okay, get Windows password. Fine.
Yep.
Okay, and then choose file. Then I'll give a path. Okay, I understood now. Fine, thank you.
I think the bracket is there, right? So something is getting missed. Bracket was also there.
I think so. Let me try without bracket. Then I'll put bracket also.
Just user, I think you are missing. Wait. Cancel.
User.
Click on expand that show option. Yeah, put administrator. So that's why I had told to copy everything, right? So put administrator.
Computer name will give as an IP address, right?
On the right side, when you have selected your instance, in the right top side, you find the public DNS name, right? Either you give that or you give IP address.
I think bracket was also there.
Yep. Bracket was also there. You see? Yep.
Public DNS, right? You said public DNS, right?
Yes.
It's showing me something like I have to put that one on place of this
you
computer
use public
name.
DNS name, or you use
IP address, public IP.
Address. Both will work. Okay. Both are same only.
Okay, we'll check accordingly.
Yep.
I'll check one by one, alternate on that.
Sure. So just say yes, no, you want to connect. Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying now. I'll confirm you.
Okay. You see, Shweta is there.
Okay.
Yes.
So in place of username, I have to give administrator. It's prompting for the credential. So I have to give administrator, and then password will be whatever I cracked, right? Whatever I decrypted.
Yep. So now it's now Shweta is going to access her system, right? The Windows machine. Okay, so you see, this is the one that we created, right? You can say no. That's okay. Okay. Fine. Then no. Please let me know if others are there.
I'm not able to connect, Harish. It's asking for password. Password means I have to give entire password, right?
Your password you downloaded, right?
Yes, I have done that. I have decrypted as well. All right.
Perfect. So the
So-
decrypted one you have to put the username. You have to put administrator. Look for the spelling.
Spelling ADMINISTRTOR. Okay, it's fine. Administrator.
That is correct.
Okay.
IP
And
address
password.
or host name that you are giving, right? So just which IP address you are giving.
I'm giving IP address of the instance, which
Where
is
it is from, where you are taking from the left side, left column, right column.
right. From right hand side, it's just below
Top.
public DNS.
Okay, okay. Just
It's
copy
showing me
with the
something
copy
like,
button.
yeah,
Take that
yeah.
one. Yeah,
It's showing
that
me
is
that 13.233.192.49. I have taken that only.
okay. And in security group, what you had choose? What did you choose?
In security groups, it has Windows SG, view inbound rules, view outbound rules.
So just click on view out inbound rules.
Okay, I clicked on it.
There you
Okay.
see that port number is
It's
allowed
showing
for
me
which
port
IP?
numbers.
Yep.
It's allowed for source like 47.29, .100.29 and /32.
Okay. So just try to choose again my IP there. Just click
Uh,
on that. Okay. Copy. Yeah. So
Yeah,
same thing you're
done.
using, right?
Yes, I am putting. Can I cancel this?
Cancel.
Let's
Yeah.
cancel
Yeah.
this. Same thing is there. All right.
Wait. 1 second. Click on that show options. No, not that. Below. Show options.
All right.
Administrator, you are not putting, right? In the username.
Okay. Here I have to put administrator.
Yep.
Okay. I was giving here. Can I
Now,
click on save?
just click on allow me to save credentials on the top, the checkbox,
Done.
and then you
Can
can.
I connect?
Yep.
Click on connect.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I just.
Now you give the password, just without space.
Fine. Let me. Okay.
No, that you are getting a space after W in your password. Yes, you have one space.
Okay.
Yeah, now it should work. Here you go. You say yes.
Yeah. Finally done.
Okay, so you can make
Yes.
Pradatta the host.
Yes.
Pradatta, you want to share your screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, actually, I'm trying a different computer.
Can I stop share?
Yep. You can stop. You can make Pradatta
I
the
have done.
host. You have put, and you have the password right with you.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Okay. So click on connect.
So this is the error message. It may be something to do with parallel.
No problem. We'll look at it. Okay. Fine. Say okay. Go to your AWS console and click on the security group, the left one.
Yeah, here I don't see any IP. Is that...
Yeah. Just cancel it. Click on Windows SG. Click on Windows SG. In the left, wherever you click now. Wait. Inside that security group, you have Windows SG. Yeah, click on that, please. Okay, good.
For computer name, he has to give entire public DNS, right?
No, that IP address is fine. Wait 1 second. Wait. Click on security group ID that is in blue, right? SG hyphen that SG. Yeah, click on that. Okay, good. So now you just see this inbound rule, right? RDP TCP and RDP. Click on edit inbound rule. Yeah. Okay, 1 second. So it's showing 106.197. Okay, for a moment you just click on that custom option. Yep. Say anywhere. Yeah, okay. Now you come down. Say save rules.
Several.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Now try to connect. No, one more time.
Oh yeah.
Give the password.
So the-
Say okay. Okay.
yeah, I mean,
I think no, the IP, is released like how you are using the IP, right? Your ISP has changed the IP from their pool, right? So they will have some kind of they will assign the IP address dynamically, right? So if that IP changes, right? So some kind of type RDP. Yep. Now you choose my IP. Choose my IP.
Yes.
Now you see this IP, right? It looks different, no, as it was earlier, right? So just come down,
Correct.
scroll back, come down, say save rules. Okay. Now you try to connect now.
हरीश सिक्योरिटी ग्रुप
MST.
बताया क्या आपने?
Yep.
Oh, I missed the security.
No, nothing. Security group will be discussing multiple times. Nobody's.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay. Simply we are checking with different like network.
Put that IP name administrator, no?
this is disabled. Maybe it's saved. Huh?
Always ask. You have to.
What was that? L something was that for what? Which administrator was that?
Click.
Oh, I think he saved it. That's right.
Yeah, I saved that. That's
It was
right.
not highlighted. It was not highlighted.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
By default selected.
Yep, that is good. That is good. Not an issue. You saved it, right? So see, with my IP, it worked. So Rahul, now what we need to understand is, right? So in the firewall rule, right? So we can
Okay.
choose the inbound and outbound. So inbound means
Okay.
that is with respect to the server, right? Where you are creating the rule, right? Or
Okay,
that will be
okay.
with respect to the resource where you are attaching that rule. So this particular security group rule is attached to the EC2 instance, which is running on Windows, correct? So,
Okay.
So I
from the yep.
I mean, sorry, Harish, but I really wanted to understand once again security group when we say, I mean, what is the meaning of stateless and stateful? And what is
That's what I'm explaining from the scratch, Shweta. Security group, I am explaining from the scratch, right? So how it is going to work here, right? With context of EC2 instance, okay? So please look at the machine here on the screen, right? So you see the inbound rule?
Yes,
So,
it's visible.
have one inbound rule, and you just also show Pradata, please show outbound rule also. Yep. So you see here, Shweta, you have outbound rule. Okay. Now, what is there actually, right? Please go back to inbound rule again. Yeah. So you see here, inbound rule means what? Inbound means whatever traffic is coming inside to the resource. So this is with respect to the resource. With which resource this firewall is associated with the security group ID SZ-101B12, all this that name that is associated, right, with the Windows instance that you had created earlier. Now, if you are defining an inbound rule, by default, if you don't define any rules,
Security group itself is a firewall.
Firewall. It is firewall.
In AWS, we say secure firewall ko we name it as security group.
Yes.
NSGs. Okay.
Yep. So this is up to your EC2 level. Understand? This firewall is for your EC2. Okay. Okay.
Okay, we have different firewall for
We can,
different
yep,
instances.
we can have different kind of other firewalls, right? So
Okay,
we'll be looking at
if
it.
we create
But
some another instances, in that time we have different security groups, right?
you can create
Which will,
different security group. You can use the same security group. You can attach the same security group if
okay,
it is
these
making
things we are
sense.
going to cover, right? These things we are going to cover, no?
This
How
thing we
can
will
we
be covering multiple
attach?
times, right? Because no, whenever we are going to create some instance, right, or we are going to
All
create
right.
some resource, so we need
Okay.
firewall, right? Without firewall, we will not move ahead, right? So
Correct.
what we need to understand here is we have to we will be creating security group, right, for each and every instance if it is having a different purpose. If it is like same purpose, if you want to allow RDP, you have one more Windows instance and you just want to allow RDP, you can associate the same security group, right? Correct? It will make sense.
Yeah.
But if you create a Linux machine where you require port number 22, you don't want port number 3389, then will the same security group make any sense? No, right? So it will be based on the purpose,
Different.
right?
Yeah.
The situation,
Yes.
based on the context, right? So we can create multiple security groups. You can keep only one, right? So like that we can associate like that with the, so the main thing to understand is you can attach or detach, right, the security group with various instances, right? And you can attach one security group to multiple instances. You can attach multiple security group to one instance. That is also possible. So multiple many to many relations are possible here, right? So now here what happened, Rahul, I was explaining to Rahul that, so what happens
Yes,
here
yes,
is,
that
if you look at this, and Shweta, please pay attention here. So inbound rule, you are defining that RDP is the type and the protocol name is TCP, port is 3389. What is the source? So from which
source is
source you are,
106.
correct. So from
Accessing,
which
yes.
source you are going to allow, right, the connection? Who can
Yeah,
connect
right.
to your instance? Okay.
Okay, so that is
Now,
the source. That is the
yep,
source,
yep.
right?
If you make it 0000 means
Okay,
anyone
which is
from
allowing
anywhere.
which is allowing me to access my instances, right? So that
If you make
for
it
that
00, Rahul, that means anybody can connect to your instance in the world.
Any to
correct.
any.
Yes, correct.
Anybody
Connect
can
It's like,
connect to your instance. That will be inbound
it's
rule.
not then.
Any source,
Mhm.
your server
Okay, it's not
will,
in that situation. It's not like
it's not
private
safe.
domain, right?
It's not safe.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
not
secure.
safe. Yeah,
Yep.
security wise, it's not safe. Yeah, right.
Correct. So now with my IP, what happens? So this is not your dedicated IP also, right? That is another thing. So this you have a concept of DHCP, correct? And
Yes,
you have a
correct.
concept
Dynamic
of
host configuration protocol.
static IP address,
IP.
right?
Yes,
So how you are giving the IP address to your server, so accordingly, right? So it will be depending. So here this IP is given by your ISP. ISP has all the control over this IP address. So next moment it might change for you, right? So next moment if
Harish,
it changes, will you connect?
Harish,
Will you be able to connect to the instance?
No.
Correct. Okay. So anybody has
Yes.
some question? Who is asking some question?
yeah, Harish, Karthik actually trying to connect.
Karthik is trying to connect, but I don't see him.
Actually, some 7 participants are there right now with us. So I think someone has lost the connection.
I think Pradatta, do you see anybody, any admit option you are getting? Anybody to admit? Any
Yeah, that's
request?
gone now.
On the
Yeah,
top
that
in the
gone.
participant, you click.
Yeah, actually that gone now. So it was there for some time.
Okay.
Let him try again, then I'll admit. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So now, yeah, please ask him to connect one more time.
So currently, Harish, it's working on the basis of static IP, right? Because we have not given because ISP is providing us the IP address, correct?
Yeah.
So
This is
based
not
on that, they are
not
giving
static. This is not
This is
static.
a-
This is given
It's a
by
DHCP.
Range of
right?
Okay, it's a DHCP, right?
Correct. But it is not your IP which is configured in your system.
Right.
It
Right,
is.
right. It will be
I'll be
changed.
explaining it when we discuss about NATing. This is not that
Okay,
IP.
okay, okay.
Yep, correct.
Yeah, its IP is 172.20 and
Yep.
10.3 is showing.
That is your machine's IP, but you are
Yeah.
going outside with that 106 IP.
Mhm.
Not only you,
Fine.
other people in your people who are there nearby you, they are also using that ISP, so they also may be having the same IP.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yep.
It's depend on the zones and regions, right?
That
It
is
depends
the
on the regions and
that is
zones.
kind of IP address, which is your ISP. See, that is a concept of NATing. So that I'll
Okay.
explain
Okay.
to you
Once
in
we
NATing.
will discuss on this, yeah. Once we will
Yep.
discuss on that things, then
Sure.
it will be more clear.
Yep.
Fine.
Yep. So just now, for now, you understand that you are not having your own IP. You are not
Yes,
having
understood.
public IP or a static IP. So you are using IP
It's a
addresses
DHCP.
provided to you by
ISP.
DSCP, and again, it's like no,
ISP.
provided by your ISP, right?
ISP,
So you
yes.
are going to the outside world, right, in the public domain with this particular IP, which is given by tagged to you by your ISP. Yep.
Correct.
So this
Yep.
IP
Fine.
is common for other people also who may be using your network, right?
Yes, yes, fine.
Fine. So let's make Buddha the host. Okay. So you have the IP address. You have this running. Okay. So security group, you have launch wizard 1. Can you click on that security group? You got some error, Buddha, or what?
No error. I just created the same way,
Mhm.
and my security group also inbound is
Good.
just use the IP.
Okay, good. So
And
you just checked it. Okay, perfect. Now you take the IP address from the public, no?
yeah, I
IP.
did that.
Okay, just try to connect. And you have taken the password already, right?
Not yet. So password, I've got the file. So how do I convert it to the
You
password?
have to
open that.
decrypt that.
Oh, okay, you have the PEM file.
Yeah.
He has not yet
Okay.
decrypted. I guess that's why the problem is occurring.
Okay, no problem. So click on action. Click on action. Above action menu. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get Windows password. Get Windows password. Second option. Yep.
Second option.
Yeah. Here you just choose the file, that PEM file. Just choose that. AWS. Yep. That's the one. Say decrypt password. You got the password. Copy paste everything from public DNS to this. Entire thing you copy. Yep. Put it in a notepad. Just type a notepad. Yep. Okay, just take it. Just remove the space. 1 second.
Which one?
You saved that notepad?
Notepad.
Yeah, remove the space here. Yep,
Yep.
save this file first. Save it somewhere because this is something, you know, if you lose, there will be issue. So just save it with WinPass something, yeah. Okay. Windows, yep, say save, perfect.
Yeah.
Now take that public DNS name, the first one. Yep, copy it. Go to RDP, you close this one. You close this one. No.
MSTSC.
Okay.
MSTSC.
It's not available over the web. You have to connect through
You have
RDP.
to access it through RDP. Just go to MSTSC.
Close this one. Go to just again run how you went for Notepad, right? So like that, you just choose MSTSC.
So can't I, or the other way, can't I connect directly from here or from the actions like connect? It will not connect.
You click and see what happens. See what is the option they are giving?
Standalone. A standalone RDP client.
Yep. You have
Okay, so
standalone
I need
RDP client. You have session manager. You have like get
So
password.
these are the
option.
connection methods.
Yep. So
Okay,
click on that
okay.
get password, right? Or you
Uh-huh.
can download that RDP also. You download RDP, it will be easy for you.
Yeah.
So others can see, right? Download RDP. Okay.
So whatever
Keep it on the
RDP
desktop.
is installed, it is exactly the same, Harish, right? Whatever
Yeah.
is inbuilt in our operating system. Yes.
It's not that actually. This is just a shortcut. Like you will not
Okay.
have to
Shortcut.
enter your
Yes.
username again. That's it.
Okay, we don't have to enter username and all these
You
things.
don't
It
have
will-
to
it
enter
will be
that
taken-
IP address of that full.
and all these things. It will be by default taken from here itself.
Yeah. So just go to that RDP and change the properties. See, that has some, the name, username.
Connections.
Yeah. See, username is not specified there.
So options, yes.
Where is the shortcut? Your shortcut, Buddha. You downloaded, no? No.
It will be in download folder. It will be
Okay,
in
you
download folder. I think.
try like this.
I'll try it from here. Let
Okay,
me check.
try. Yeah.
You
Give
have
that.
to give computer name as well. Computer
Wait.
name. Wait. Give computer name. That public IP.
Public
IP or
DNS on the
DNS.
top
Yeah,
in your
sorry.
notepad. Yep. First one. Yeah. Select that. Yep. Give that one and then copy the password now from the notepad. Copy the entire password. Okay. Copy it. Now you go and say connect. Now it asks for password. Remote desktop can't find the computer. This might mean that does not belong to the specified network where you find the computer. What is going on? This changed or what? Just close that. Say okay. Just go and take the IP address from the AWS from where you had taken. Copy that button. Then you click. Yeah, copy. Now you try that IP. I don't know what. Yeah, paste it. Yeah, say connect. Okay, so I think firewall issue. Close that. Say okay. Go to that AWS. Leave it like this. Keep it like this. No, don't. Okay, leave it. Okay, come down.
Hello.
You open it later. Then now you just go to Launch Wizard 1. Launch Wizard 1, yeah. Click on that firewall. Just scroll, change that to window. No. Yeah, it is up. Resize the windows. Yeah, go down. Yeah. See, you have two actually security groups, right? So you have one for default, another one. So which one is associated, right? So that you have to look at. So you have Launch Wizard 1 is associated, the first one. Yeah, click on that. Here you go to edit inbound rule one more time. Edit one inbound rule. That button on the right side. Yep. Good. Now you choose, go to click on custom. See, now it is a 186 ending, right? Let's click on my IP. Oh, it's not changing, right? Click delete and create one more. Just cross or delete, create one more. Just add rule. You see the same IP is coming. Custom IP. Say RDP, type RDP. Yep, choose RDP. Okay, click my IP. Same thing, I guess. Yeah. Okay, say save rules. No need to type anything. You just save rules. Yeah. My RDP, you can say save rules. Okay. Now you go and try.
I'll delete the other one.
No. That is let it be there. Doesn't matter. That is default one. It's already created and kept.
Okay.
Yep. So click on that remote desktop. Right. Give that IP. Choose that IP from here only directly. Choose everything from here.
I have used public DNS for login. Is that okay?
Yeah, both will work. Yep, perfect. That is.
Okay.
say administrator. Okay. Click on connect. Okay. Okay, say okay. So this is your personal computer only, right?
No, this is my office laptop and I'm connected to VPN.
Okay,
And
so
that
I
there is
think some firewall rule is not allowing the outbound connection here.
It might be the same issue, because the error which is coming at last, it is not allowing, it is asking to allow the connection for
Yep.
remote computer.
One more
That's the
time, what
reason.
you try, Buddha, you go to that firewall and allow any from any source.
Allow 0 to 0.
Yeah, just make it, change it to 0.
VPN if I logged in. Office VPN if I ever logged in, then just log off.
Because you are accessing internal network of an organization, right?
Just
You may
go
disconnect VPN and check once.
Yeah, just say anywhere, and then you try one time. And if that doesn't work, that means, because see, it's not even asking password, right? So it's not reaching there, right? So that is what is happening. You have changed the right one, right?
Am I audible, Harish?
Yep.
Okay, I just telling Buddha just to log off from VPN.
Yeah.
So Office VPN and then try.
Yeah. So now you try last time, and then you can do that one. Yeah. Just copy that.
Yeah.
Copy this and try RDP this one time. Okay, good.
Here is the RDP.
Yep. So you can you have given control to me, or you can
Yes.
you can have done it right yourself.
Yeah, I can done it myself as well.
Yep.
Well, you can access it. I don't have any problem.
Okay. Fine. So here, for all of you, like you are connected to the EC2 instance like this.
Yes.
Okay. So what we required here now that we are connected here, we require the software, right? So which software is that? AWS CLI. So our purpose is to create the bucket, right? So we want to create the bucket, right? For that we require a command line interface, right? So we go to Internet Explorer on the Windows machine that you have created, not on your system. From the EC2 instance, right?
Harish, would it matter? I have not created any security group and added here.
You have not created any security group and you connected to the instance?
Yes.
No. That's not possible. See,
You
without
remember
having a rule which allows you to enter the AWS, you cannot connect to the instance.
It will give that kind of error. Whatever.
No, but mine was the very first one, right?
You created it, Shweta.
Okay, the IP, RDP, allow IP and my
Yep.
IP. That's it, right?
Yes. All these things. Yes, correct.
Okay. Because I did not attach any security group in general.
See, you created within that configuration, right?
Yeah.
So that got attached, no? By default, you created it especially for your instance, right?
Okay.
Right. So now the same security group you can attach to other instance later if you wish, right?
Achha, got it, sir. Got it.
So you can go to description page, how it is visible here on this machine, right? Here you see security group Windows SG written, right? So like that, if you just select your instance name, it will be visible there. Security group name will be visible there, Shweta. Right. So perfect. This is so now. Rahul, can you choose that Internet Explorer or something, some kind of browser you're having in the in RDP,
right?
Yep.
In RDP, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that is the only one thing you are having, right?
Right. Inside that, I don't have installed Google or something like that.
Yeah,
Google
yeah, yeah,
Chrome or
correct.
Mozilla.
Yep.
The
So
access,
what we
what
need to do is we need to download AWS CLI v2.
what it is asking for? Add.
Okay.
This
So
will
this
not
is
allow you, I think, because this the internet, the rule to the internet is not open from this machine.
Yep. So that is
Yes,
enhanced
right.
security configuration, right? So I configuration will be there, so that we have to fix it. Okay, close this. Use the close button. Cross that browser itself.
It came, I think.
Yeah, but if you try to search again, it will cause issue. Just say like a download AWS space. No.
I think it's coming the same thing.
Yep. So you can cross that window, the IE window. Close it. Close the window itself. Cross that. Yeah.
But giving internet access to this machine, wouldn't it be opening to a security risk here?
Why? From inside your EC2 instance,
Internet
you
is
are
not
trying
open.
to access the internet outbound. This is right.
Yes, because we are already inside the AWS.
See, I am the
instance.
administrator of this machine, and I know where to go from this machine outside world, what to browse and what to download, right? So that is the flexibility that I am having, right? So what you do, you go to just do Windows R, that Windows button and R.
Asking me.
Yep. And now there you just look for others also. Please follow. So there you go to SRV MGR. Server manager, right? SRVMGR.exe. You try.
See.
Okay, that's not it. Just click on that start button again, Windows button. Yeah. No, first one. Yeah. You see server manager here.
Yes, it is there.
Yep. Yeah, better you go there. Yeah. Okay. So.
Can I cancel this or this? Do not ask me this message again.
Go to local server.
Local server.
Yeah. See, Shweta, actually, this is server, right? So usually server will not have internet access and all, right? So that's why it is not giving by default. So we are just trying to find it out. So if you look at the right side, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth option from the top, below that.
How did you
okay,
go to
I enhance security.
Yep.
Go to this Windows sign backside.
Click on that, Shweta.
Which one? Sorry.
Windows button, start button.
Let's see the screen. See the screen.
Okay.
This one. Okay, here, server manager. Here.
Okay.
Just click on this. You will get the same screen, whatever is open now, and then click on local server here.
Yeah, and
Okay,
here
as
right
you were
side,
telling me, Harish, this one, IE enhanced security configuration is on.
Yeah, click on that. On.
Okay.
Off it for administrator only, not for users. First one, yeah.
Fine.
So what we are doing, team, we are switching it off only for administrator. This security, enhanced security configuration, right?
Where did you switch it off? Show me again. I was actually on my desktop.
Yeah, look at
See
this.
here. Click on here. Here. Click here, and then select this one. Okay.
Hold on. I'm actually confusing. I'm just going to my machine and I'm talking to you guys. Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
Access that.
Yeah.
True issue.
Go to EC2 instance.
हाँ कहाँ पे गए थे कहाँ पे गए
In
थे?
EC2 instance, Shweta, you have start button. You choose.
No, I went to there. I went to local server, and from local server, where are you?
Awesome.
Here,
Here,
here. This one, right hand side. This one.
Enhanced security
This one.
configuration.
Yep.
Just click on on. Just you have to click on on. Then you will get this option. Then you have to click on off. Okay. Because we are disabling the IE security for administrator account. Okay.
Good. Now click on OK. For users, you don't have to switch off. only for administrator.
Okay, administrator.
No, but
Done.
how are we? We have not given any. I mean, everyone, as in right now, we are logging in as an administrator. A user profile has not been created yet, right?
Yeah. See, like for future use or something, right? If you use this as a server, right? Because this is Windows 2019 Server Edition, correct? So you will definitely
Correct.
create some users and you'll give all of them access and they'll be using this server. So that is the understanding here. So for that, only we are allowing for ourselves, right?
हाँ, तो वो user where will we create? On the local host.
See this machine, what is the purpose of this machine, Shweta?
I mean, it is a server for us right now.
Right now, what we are going to do?
CLI, internet, you will go and get the CLI thing.
Yes. So does it matter for us whether it is a server or desktop machine as of now?
No.
Right. But in the real case, who will use this server?
Users will. That's what my question is. User
Yep.
will be using it. Then where do we create the local user? It's in on the
How
local
you
machine,
create
right?
a user in
So that will
Windows
be created
machine,
using IAM and
the
yeah.
subject here.
IMA, yes.
No,
That
no,
is
no, no,
IM.
no. This
No,
is a
yeah,
Windows
currently we are
server.
not looking.
This is a Windows server, right? So Windows server will have some users created, right? Is that the subject here? Anything relevant
No.
with that?
No. We are looking to CLI currently.
Shweta, this is user management of a Windows server, right?
Right. But because we were discussing, I just wanted to be clear. I mean, how it will work.
Yeah. So this is the administrator or user for that Windows server, not for us.
Once, I
Not
think
from
once
the-
we will complete.
Yep. Not from the AWS perspective, Shweta. It is from that server's perspective. The server can have user, right? A Windows server
Correct.
can have a number of users. So that is about the Windows administrator. Whosoever will be the Windows administrator, he will get the access to that server. That person will create, say, n number of users for that Windows machine, right? So not relevant.
Correct.
Now you look at
Once we
this.
will configure-
Meanwhile, we were talking, right? So you saw some changes on the screen, correct?
Once we will configure Active Directory and all these things, then we can go for users creation and users groups and all these things.
Right. So just take a look on the changes that you have made, Rahul. What happened?
Okay, just let me check.
It's visible. Off is visible now, right?
Am I
So it
able to switch?
No, what I said was no, you didn't get on the screen where you made changes that became off. No. Yep.
Yes,
Don't
yes.
click. Don't click. No. Cancel it.
It is done. Done.
That off is visible here, reflected.
Yes, it is visible here. Yes.
Yeah. So everyone, did you notice? Did you make a similar change?
Yep.
Did you make similar change, everyone?
Yes.
Shweta, it worked for you. That off.
Yes.
Office
Perfect.
showing, office visible. To everyone.
Perfect. So now we are not into actually, the AWS, as of now, we are simply, making the arrangements for our, AWS thing, right? So now this machine is almost ready, right?
Can I run directly or save it?
Save it.
I'll save it.
Yep. Look at it. View downloads. So it's just running security
Saving for some
scan.
security scan. Yeah. Yes.
So let's see how long it takes to download. So others, please try to download, right?
I think it's done. Can I run it now?
Yep, you can do it.
It's installed. Next.
Yes.
Accept the license. Yes.
Yeah.
Next. This one. No need to change anything, right?
Just say entire feature. Just choose that. Entire feature will be installed on local. Second option you choose. Second. No. Second one.
This one.
Yep. Say next.
Okay.
Yep. Good. Next. Install.
Install.
That's good. So it's getting installed for anybody, facing any challenge with that. Say finish.
I'm doing finish now.
Yep.
Done. Okay.
Yep.
Can I minimize this screen?
Yes. can close this Server Manager.
Done.
Okay. Fine. So you can go to the command line. You can open that CMD prompt.
Okay.
Right. And then here you just write AWS.
Okay.
And you just say space.
Okay.
And you say help or something. Just type help and just press enter. Oh, see? So something is coming, right? That means AWS command is working, right? Correct?
Okay.
It's not saying that.
So Harish, we have just run the AWS command, correct?
Yep.
AWS help. It is a command of AWS, right?
Yeah, you started with AWS, right?
Oh, yeah, correct.
So,
and as we got the output as well,
something is coming, right? That means, so it's there, correct?
Yes, and it's working fine as well.
Yep. So,
Fine.
what we can do is we can just try to say AWS have just say Q for quit. Yep.
Can I give here?
Yeah. So now, no, you already came out.
No. So after installing, you went to the command prompt, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And there did you typed AWS?
Simply we typed AWS and space.
We're checking that CLI is working. We're just checking that CLI is working or not.
So you only went to the command prompt, right?
Yeah.
And after that
you
did it.
Search
Why am
command.
I not getting this? Okay. AWS help I did, but it's not giving me that.
Did you put space between AWS and help, Shweta?
Yes, I'm just going to the command prompt CMD.
Yep.
On the search, I have typed in command prompt, and then I'm saying AWS HELP help. Okay, space help.
Correct. Yes.
It says AWS not recognizing as an internal external command.
That means you have not installed that AWS CLI software.
I have installed it. I have run the command.
Okay, Shweta, are you on your own machine or you are on the EC2 instance?
I am on the EC2 instance.
Sure.
Yes, sir. I am on the EC2
And
instance.
where did you install that package, on EC2 or on your machine?
EC2. From here only I opened the Internet Explorer, did the Google, then get the CLI prompt, then I run the command because it will get installed here only. I'm on the
Same file you have run from here, no?
Yes, same file I have run.
So can you make Shweta the presenter? Rahul?
Okay, I'll do that.
I can't see where it had got installed.
We'll check Shweta. Something missing.
Something missing.
Okay, I'll make her host now.
Sure.
Okay.
Shweta, there's no Rahul is making you host, so please be on the EC2 page.
Yes, sir. Let me share my screen.
Sure.
Okay. Disable अभी नहीं बनाया मुझे.
I know
I made you
there together, right?
Okay. So Shweta, I made you host now.
Thank
you. May check now.
Thank you. I'm sharing my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yep. Yes.
I'm on this. I'm on the EC2 instance. Okay.
Sure.
So I did the command prompt, and this is the message that came. Right.
You just which prompt is that? One second. That is not the prompt of your EC2. Wait 1 second.
It is not my prompt of EC2. This is where I did the search.
1 second. Just minimize, just resize your EC2. Resize it.
Okay.
Close this, all these admin windows. Yeah, all CMD you close. CMD you close. You see, this is your CMD on your. Okay, that is inside.
Okay, Baba.
Perfect.
Inside.
Yes. So now just type AWS. There only. On the,
AWS help.
Yep. Okay, not installed properly. So just you.
It is not installed properly.
Where it is? Where you downloaded? Just show me where it is downloaded.
This one.
where is this browser? On EC2 only?
Yeah, is it on? It is on EC2.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly same.
If you see it is
Exactly
on.
same.
Okay, so where you downloaded? Where it is? That
Where
package?
would it go? Package. I ran it. I don't know where it has gone. I mean, where do I check it?
Just check in download section. Check on download section. Download section.
Yep.
You go to this computer, or you may go to
Document.
here,
Go to
on
document.
top
No
of-
problem. Click on document. Click on document.
Yes.
What happened? Where you clicked?
Sir, document, sir.
No, it was there. No. Wait 1 second. Right click on the start button.
I'm gonna go to
Right click on the start button. Start from
Either a
the-
document. Either a document.
Okay, okay. You are there. Click on download. You have in the left side download.
on top.
Okay.
On top. Yes.
Third
yes.
one. Third one. Third one.
No, you
Third
install.
one.
Go to download. Go to
Third one.
download.
Third
Okay,
one.
sorry,
Download.
document.
Download. I think
it
it
has not
downloading
got
has not done. Downloading has not done.
I ran also. It installed. I ran
You
everything.
will
I
download
did.
again. You will download again.
Just download and we'll come to know where it is getting downloaded. Yeah, wait.
Oh, sorry. Save karna.
Don't run. Just save.
View
save,
download,
save,
view
save.
download, view download. Click on view download. See, it is downloading only once now. It was not downloaded actually. It was not-
Downloading. Yeah, it's not downloaded
running
that time.
security scan only happened and then it didn't go
Nahi,
through.
nahi, Baba. It all installed. I accepted, agreed. Everything was done, and then I have
You
gone
run
through
directly
this-
or you
Oh,
ran
space
directly
issue or
or
something. No.
See,
Wait,
change
one
it is coming. That means it was installed. It is change, repair, or remove.
I think
Harish.
something wrong happened
Harish.
maybe. You just say change. Just say change. Just say change.
Even,
Wait one
even
second.
I
Wait
did the
one
same.
second.
Select
Wait
that
1
one.
second.
Uh-huh.
Wait, just hold on. Click on that drop down.
You have to
Do
select
the
the
second
second
option.
one. Second one. Entire feature will be installed on local hard drive. Yeah,
Click. Say next.
and then go next.
Change. Nothing will happen looks like because it's already there. Some different issue. Okay, we'll see.
ठीक है?
Hold on. Let's see what is happening. Where is the prompt? Just resize. I can't see.
Go to command prompt again, I guess, as per Harish.
Close all the command prompts. It was open earlier, then it will not work, Shweta. That is the problem. I think multiple command prompts are open, right? So if you had command prompt open in advance, right? So after installation, no, it will not take the environment variables, right? So it may not work. So now you try AWS space --1 version or help you just try. When it is coming.
ये डाउनलोड हो कहाँ रहा है? डाउनलोड में भी तो दिख नहीं रहा
No,
है.
you are not downloading actually. You are simply clicking on run, right? So it is.
Maybe that is the reason. Let me try again.
No. That's not the reason.
First uninstall, na? First uninstall.
You uninstall. Go to
First
just
uninstall.
do app. No.
AWPWIZ.cpl. Just do
Yep.
that in search command.
Yep.
APP
Which
WIZ.cpl.
W
IZ.cpl. .cpl. Correct. CPPP. It's not M.
Oh,
No.
sorry.
Remove
Just
M.
remove M. Remove M.
Yep.
Yeah. Now press enter. Now you see on your control panel. Below it is showing on taskbar. Taskbar. Yeah.
This one, Bootstrap. No, it's not even showing. Is it the
Showing.
Second one.
Which one? Phone.
Second.
one, no?
Second.
So
Yep.
it is.
Fine.
It is installed.
Just
and
click
still-
on uninstall. I guess. Yeah.
Something wrong. No, Shweta.
Okay.
In the installation, no.
I think you have. I think CCC just run. No. Just click on run. That's what might be the issue.
I have done that only. I have clicked on run. And if that is a problem, let's see, save and we'll run it.
Let's see.
What is this SSM agent for?
You didn't save and then run.
Who installed all these other things, Shweta?
I have
You-
not done it. I have not done it.
No, that should not come. That doesn't
Harish,
come.
you may ask with others.
So what happened to others? Like I have
Harish,
installed
you may ask with
100 times.
others,
It has
like,
worked
waiting
for me.
them or not.
Which OS is that, Shweta?
This one,
Confirm
the
from
same
other
that
system.
you said 2019.
Okay, yeah,
Windows
yeah.
2019.
Same thing, right? Okay, okay. Wait one second. View download. Click on view download.
Now it's open
That is for
folder.
PowerShell actually. Did you try PowerShell? Okay.
No, I tried this one only. CLI
Just click
V2.
on.
Run.
Click
Yeah.
on yes.
Wait one second. Yeah, let me see. Wait. Just accept it. Yeah.
Yeah, I did all these next last time also.
Yeah. Just click on. Wait.
No, need
Wait.
to.
Click
Go
on
to the
that
second
drop
top.
down. Choose second option. It's not choosing. Wait one second. Just choose again.
No, you're not choosing it. You have to choose it. Just click on it. Click.
Just click on it. Click on
I
it.
did it. I did it. That's what I'm trying to. I'm doing it.
Just click on next
Khan
one.
interface unified tool. Okay. Let's see. Okay. She's doing it.
Haris, yeah, Haris.
Yep.
It was same for me, but once I log up and log in, it worked.
You logged off from where?
RDP.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, after logging up,
Let's check
logging
once.
again to RDP,
Can I do
it
an
worked.
EC2 reboot?
No, see, I think he disconnected and connected, right?
He disconnected RDP and then connected.
Yes,
And
yes.
it's working
Yeah.
fine, as he said.
The reboot can be done from the console itself, so that's not a problem.
Yeah,
just
we can do that
disconnected.
also. If it doesn't work, we'll
See,
I just
check once. Check once. If it doesn't work, then we'll go for this RDP connection.
just say AWS space -f version. You say?
Sorry. Now
Yeah,
it will
it
work.
works. It works now.
It will work now. It works now.
No, it's fine. I think she ran directly. That's why it's not working that time.
Yeah, maybe not sure. Something wrong in the installation,
I
right?
will make you.
Some
I'll make you.
You want to continue because we
continue because it's wasting a
2
time. No,
minutes
not
only
required to waste a
remaining,
time.
right, Shweta?
Acha, okay, I will
Fine.
continue. Okay,
Second.
tell me, sir, what next? I
Okay,
need to do?
okay. So perfect. So this is where now we are ready with the installation, right? So we just have to create some bucket, right? And we have to check, right? So you want to test it today or you want to continue next week?
Next
I will
week.
give you a choice also.
Next week.
It will be more
next
better
week,
next week.
already two.
Good.
You want
It's
to try
heavy
next
this
week,
time.
already
We're going to
crossed.
hear.
right?
Already crossed 2.
Yeah.
Yep. So what we can do is we can keep these machines ready, correct? And let's not delete this machine. But what you can do, Shweta, you just you can disconnect from the RDP and you can shut down this instance, right? So then you will not be charged for it and your hours will not be wasted, right?
RDP se disconnect. Okay.
Just all of you, right? Please stop the instance, right? Otherwise, all your hours, that 750 hours you are getting, right? So that will be unnecessarily wasted, right? So what we are going to do in the next session, right? We'll be using this CLI to do a couple of things, right? So that you can have understanding, right? So already, we have used the console, and now we'll be using the CLI tool as well, right? To access our resources in AWS, right? So there are various ways to access it using PowerShell, right? And using SDK and using a lot of features we are having, right? So once we are able to connect to it, we'll be